Hi Claire, thanks for inviting us. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Claire Davidson and I'm co-founder of Urbanara.
What is Urbanara?
Urbanara is an e-commerce site and we connect consumers direct to suppliers. So what we do is we source beautiful home textiles and homewares from all around the world, from suppliers from Peru to South Africa, and we deliver them direct to a customer's doorstep. And because we cut out all the things that traditional retailers have, like warehousing and wholesalers and huge advertising budgets, we're able to offer really great quality products at their true price.
Yeah, it's a very popular topic at the moment, I think, with all the furniture shopping clubs, etc. What is your unique selling proposition?
I think absolutely. I think at the moment, you're right, it's really a hot trend, and you see it a lot coming from the US with big companies like One Kings Lane and Fab.com and the new kind of German startups as well, kind of following that trend. I think we're quite different because what we're actually doing is cutting out all the kind of middlemen. So we're really able to offer, fantastic, for instance, our cashmere blankets. They come from the same factories that make a lot of the really high-end brands, and we sell them for 60-70% less than what you would get from a normal retailer.
Yeah. What is your position at Urbanara? What are you doing?
I am Director of Marketing and Product Development, so I look after everything that goes on the site, so from brand to product to imagery, and everything in between, basically.
So you're responsible for all the aesthetics and beautiful things?
Absolutely.
Where do you get your inspiration?
I get my inspiration from all sorts of places. I mean, obviously we go to the classic fairs that everyone else goes to, but I love to travel. We travel all over the world. I love to read magazines, and lots of different magazines from lots of different areas, whether it's graphic magazines or more home deco, like traditional home deco magazines. I think really there's inspiration wherever you look.
Yeah, sounds great. Tell us a bit more about your background. How did you end up here doing Urbanara?
So I'm obviously from London. Well, I don't know if it's obvious, but and I worked in marketing in London for about 7 years, kind of very pure traditional marketing. And then I was hired by a company called Myfab, which is a French design company who pioneered this kind of model of going direct to the factory. They work more in furniture, high design furniture, and I was hired by them to launch their UK market. And it was there that I met Benjamin, who is the CEO, and we really liked the idea and what they were doing, but we thought that it could work really well with different products and with a slightly different twist. What we really pride ourselves on is high quality, and they wanted to do it with design. So we decided that we would try Urbanara. Okay.
And what was the main inspiration, or what drove you to leave Myfab and say, okay, let's do an own startup?
A startup per se, I've always wanted to do. I think, you kind of know when you're young that you really have that drive to run your own thing and do your own thing. And the opportunity just came then, and I really wanted to do it. But I think more importantly, I wanted to do it for something I felt passionate about. And the more research we did about the idea, the more we realized just how much traditional retailers that we really liked were actually kind of conning us, or tricking us into the margins that we were paying weren't the margins that you should really be paying for the product. So then I felt quite passionate about what we wanted to do as well, and I think that's important.
Okay. And what were the three biggest challenges so far in building up a company?
Ooh, that's tricky. I think the biggest challenge is actually just the amount of time you have to put into it. I think anyone who goes into doing a startup thinking it's going to be 9 to 5 is kidding themselves. You really have to put in the hours to get somewhere. Other challenges. To be honest, in many ways, we've been quite lucky. We haven't had any horrible disasters yet, touch wood. Obviously, it's always tricky when you first start. We didn't take on a lot of funding. We weren't a big angel, funded company like some of the other German startups. So, you're always bootstrapping. You're always looking for ways to kind of cut costs, and you have to make a compromise between wanting, we wanted the most beautiful imagery on the site, but the truth is we just couldn't afford, the most beautiful imagery. So we had to find ways to make it work, shooting in our houses or shooting in the office and that sort of thing.
How did you cope with all the pressure that comes with building up a new startup?
I think last year we were just such on a high, you're so excited to be doing your own thing that you don't really even feel the pressure. And it wasn't until Christmas when we just kind of gone full steam for a year, without a break. I didn't have any holidays last year. You suddenly just thought, wow, I need to kind of stop. And I took, a week off at Christmas and just kind of logged off a little bit. And I think that's really important because you need that time to refresh and kind of get back into it again. But, we've got a great team. Obviously, Ben and Martin, the other co-founder, are really cool people. Yeah. So they're nice to work with as well.
Why did you choose Berlin as a headquarter for Germany?
So we were originally in Hamburg, and we just didn't have the same... I don't know, but Berlin's got such a cool vibe. It's got such a great startup scene. And I think also for us it was important. We always knew that we wanted to internationalise quite quickly. And obviously Berlin attracts a lot of international people. There's a lot more talent here that we can just quickly get. It's more difficult to convince people to come to Hamburg.
And the prices are cheaper in Berlin.
The prices are cheaper, of course.
Obviously, you've got a great office. So thank you very much for your time and the interview. It was really, really nice. And I wish you all the best for the future.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.